So what's going on YouTube? My name is Ayush and welcome back to my YouTube channel The Indian Dev. So guys, as you can see that this video is going to be very exciting and interesting because in this video we will be learning that how we can use the JavaScript console like a pro. Why I'm saying like a pro? Because all the time and all the developers, they are just using the method console.log for logging their information. So like before jumping on to the topic, I just wanted to make sure that if you guys are new to my channel, then please make sure to subscribe. And if you guys are haven't followed me over Instagram, then you guys can follow me over there for daily updates. I'm like constantly posting this stuff related to web development and programming. So yes, now let's jump on to the topic, that is using JavaScript like a pro. So here you can see that I'm having a JavaScript method. I'm executing that method, and inside that method I am having this method, that is console.log. So this console log is responsible for like logging my information in the console of the browser. So like the first thing is like this is the very basic method to log anything. You can log any kind of stuff, like you can simply like log the object here. Like I can simply log the object here. Like you can see this employee object is logged here. Like anything you want to log, you can use console log. So that is the only mistake, or that is, we can say, we are not coming out of our comfort zone for using some other method. So I just wanted to make sure that I tell you guys that other than this console log, we are having a lot of methods. Like just in case if we want to log some information, that is just for the information, that is nothing related to like any debugging or any bug or any picturization. So what method I can do, I can use is console.info. So this console.info is just for, this is like info. So this is just for information. So if you can see that it is logged as console log, like similar to console log, but this comes under the information. So how we can identify that this is the information or not? So if you have a look on the console, then you will see that there is a sidebar, and in that sidebar you can find out that all the filtration can be done over there. So if I am logging some information, then I can simply click on info and I will find all the logs which are having information category, like info category. So in order to log any information, we can use this method console.info. That is one. Other than that, if I am doing something for debugging, then in that case what I can do is I can simply use the method console.debug. Yes, console.debug is the another method. Debug. Yes. Let's see how it's gonna behave. So in the console.debug, that will be visible here in the verbose section. And other than that, in the messages you can find everything. Like this is info, this is bug, this is debug. So the information tag can be filtered out with this info. The debugging tag can be filtered out by clicking on this verbose. So this way we can identify that which logging is for information, which logging is for debugging. And the next method is console.warn. So as the name suggests, this is the method for warnings. Like if I just wanted to show any warning, that I can write unused variable employee. So that comes under a warning, and I just wanted to make sure that I show the warning to the user. Then in that case, you have seen this kind of symbol that is for warning. So this comes under the warn console. So if I click on warning filtration, then you will find the warning log in the console. Now the next thing is if I just wanted to print the error. Okay, so there is another method, that is console.error, and you will see that if I go to messages, then this is info, this is debug, this is the warning, and this is error. So that's how you can use this feature from the browser's console to filter out all the issues. Now like these are the default method that we should use as per the requirement and as per the conditions. Now let's like jump on to something that is really cool. Like if I just talk about, like if I'm having some sort of array, like I'm having any array about the constant of information, which is having like maybe my name Ishk, my social media, or maybe like some other string as Instagram. Okay, so like in terms of like logging this, I can like again I can say that I can use this console.info, and that will simply print that array into the log. But this time I don't want this like this sort of like information or the picturization in the console. I want everything into the table format. So what I can do is, what I can use actually is, I can simply write console.table, and inside this table I can pass on like this information, and you will see that there will be a table like specifically. So if you guys can have a look here, I'm closing this sidebar, and I'm just like right now I'm just commenting these methods. Then you will see that this information is an array, and that is being consoled in a table. So this method table is very useful when you are having some sort of data, some sort of array of like something. Then you can use this method that is console.table. So this is like again a useful one. Now like next thing is, like just suppose that I'm like doing two processes, or I'm going through two methods, and which are like which works differently. Okay, so maybe what I can do is I can group the logs, like I can use this console.group, like I'm creating a group as the Indian dev. And the one thing that I need to make sure is, like I am ending this the like the group I created, I need to end this group, so that like it can get the idea that yes, like I need to stop, like or the grouping can be like stopped. So if I like write something here, console.log, anything, like if I just wanted to write employee, if I just wanted to log information, then in that case you will see that if like let me comment this. Now you can see that this like all the logs between these like this grouping of the Indian dev, all the logs are like printed under this hierarchy. So if you just wanted to follow any hierarchy, or you wanted to group like any number of logs, then you can simply log anything under this group terminology. So you can see that everything will come under the Indian dev. So like this is one thing, and there is no like nothing to like any limitation. You can create any number of groups in between the hierarchy. Like I just created a group, and I can console.group, and now if you can have a look, like I can differentiate, so that you can get the idea about the hierarchy. So the console log of the Indian dev is starting from here, and that is like ended here. Now what I've done is I just console this information, and after that what I did is like I just created another group inside the Indian dev. So you can close this, and you can see that the Indian dev and the console group. If you are not providing any name to the group, then in that case it will simply show that this is a console group. Or I can like use anything like IG maybe, and I will end it here, IG. Then it will come under this in the, like this tag. So I think this is really exciting and interesting to group the logs. This will be helpful in terms of like if you wanted to log something, and that is like pretty much useful. So you can like as I was discussing, that you are working with two processes or two threads, or maybe like two asynchronous calls, then in that case you can like log around around that by creating the groups. So yes, that's again a very good thing from the JavaScript console. So like if I move to the next thing, that is simply the console.dir. dir is simply like console.dir. So dir is simply to present or print your JSON. So if I'm having any JSON, yes, I'm having employee, so I can use employee. So this is like used for the JSON representation of the specified object. So this is the specified object, and this will be represented as the JSON object in the console. So this way, like you can like simply use this console.dir. Now the next thing is like very important, or we can say the very useful console.log method is, like I can comment that of, that is console.assert. So many times there is a like whenever we are doing the development, then in that case, like some it is not necessary that I would just wanted to log everything. Like if I am having some like constant maybe sum equals to 5, in that case, like I don't want, if my sum is greater than 4 or maybe greater than 0, if my sum is greater than 0, then I don't want to like assert. And if my sum is 0, then I just wanted to log that sum is 0. Then in that case you will see that there is no console, because like the console.assert takes like 2 arguments, in which the very first argument is the conditional statement. If that is false, then only it will show that yes, you are like this condition is failing. Like if I define sum as 0 and if I click on save, then you will see that assertion has failed, because the condition, that is sum is greater than 0, is false. That's why it's showing that sum is 0, and that is incorrect. So this will be like pretty much helpful in case of like debugging or developing, if you are working with some data that can be like in condition based, and that can be true or false. Then in that case, like I don't want to like log this information. If sum is fine, sum is maybe 10, that is greater than 0, then I don't want to log that information into my console. So this is again pretty much helpful. Now the next thing is like sometimes what happens is like I just wanted to make sure that how many number of like consoles are there. Like if I just wanted to print this, maybe let me comment it. If I just wanted to like print this is info, or like, and what I'm doing is I'm like consoling this again and again and again, then you will see that this is info is like printed in the console. But like this is visible that like this is for 5 times, but just consider that in any case, like some data is coming from the API, or some there is some looping around the variable. Then in that case, what you can do is like to identify like how many numbers of consoles are there for this particular thing, then you can use the method console.count. So it will show the count of this text. Like this is info, this is the same text that we are consoling again and again. Then in that case, like you will find out that this particular log is like for the 5th iteration of for the 5th time in the console session. So yes, that is again a useful thing. Now like other than this console count, like one more important thing is like usually like whenever we are doing some code, or we are working with any of the method, any of the asynchronous thing, or any of the calculation, then in that case what you need to like identify that how much time, or how much like time has been taken by this particular method. So to check the performance, we are having again a console method, that is like if I use console.time. Okay, so this is the console.time, and like in between, if I just wanted to run any loop, maybe let index equals to 0, index is less than maybe 1000 or 10,000, index plus plus, index plus plus, and in between that I don't want to do anything. I will simply, maybe if I'm having any variable, no I don't have, so I will simply have my sum equals to initially 0, and I just wanted to write here as sum equals to sumplex equals to sum indexes. So this like loop is going to iterate for 10,000 times, and if I just wanted to check that how much time this particular process is taking, so I just initiated my console.time, and here what I can do is I can, maybe I just wanted to log console.log, like I just wanted to log sum is sum. So this way, like you can identify the sum is this, like if I count from 0 to 10,000, then in that case this is the sum of all the numbers. Now I just wanted to log the time taken by this process. So what I will do is I will simply write time and it should show the time taken by this particular method. So here you can see that this like loop has taken 1.5 milliseconds. Now you can see that, like I'm refreshing this, and you can see that the time taken by the same method for 10,000 iterations, like it can change like accordingly. Like it is not like specified or defined that it will take this time, because like it depends on the machine on which the code is running at that time, at that particular time. Now if I just simply like reduce it to 10, maybe it can decrease. So yes, you can see that only 0.2 milliseconds has been taken by this for loop for like 10 iterations. So yes, that is again useful to identify that how much time is taken by your like any of the method or the process that you are doing. So yes, that was the last thing to say. So in that case, like if you have if you can have a look, like instead of using this only console log thing, what you can do is you can use the console logs accordingly, like info, debug, warning, error, table. You can do the grouping of the, you can do the grouping of all the consoles. You can like assert, you can like simply direct, or you can use the count method. You can also analyze the performance. So in this way, like in this way you can see that like we are using this like JavaScript console as a pro, because if you're doing this, if you are like using a lot of methods, like all the methods accordingly, then in that case the person who is looking at your code or looking at while you are developing, then he will definitely consider you as a pro in JavaScript console. So I hope you liked all the methods of console, and you will be using these methods as per your like uses or requirement. So yes, like if you like really like this video, then please make sure to hit the like button, and if you guys are new to my channel, then please make sure to subscribe to the Indian Dev. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you very much.